Welcome back to the channel, and in this week's video I'm going to be doing a review of my brand new signature Gordon Smith guitar. So just a quick disclaimer, I am actually a Gordon Smith artist. I have been for about 5 years. Now obviously you might think that that would influence my review. I was a Gordon Smith owner, player way before that, and it was an absolute honour to become an artist in around 2020. So although they do give me obvious support on the road with these amazing guitars, the review, my views are all going to be just my genuine thoughts. Because there's just no way I would promote a brand on the road or on here unless I was absolutely 100% convinced of its quality. But I guess that's giving away the results of the review already, right? May as well click off. Please don't though. Let's get into it. So as any of my long-term followers will know, I've had the same Gordon Smith GS2 Deluxe for around 5 years now, and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's come with me all across the country, all over Europe, and it still just does not miss a beat. But in 2025, things evolved just a little bit regarding the projects that I'm part of, and I kind of wanted a new, fresh guitar to signify a new era for me and my career. So I got in touch with Sam and Doug at Gordon Smith Guitars to spec up this absolute beauty. This is actually a T Deluxe model, which is a new model that they're doing, which is obviously based off a very famous guitar body shape. Now, as someone who likes to be a little bit different when it comes to guitar looks, I didn't want to go with the standard T. I wanted to make it a bit more of a pop punk rock machine. And for those of you that don't know, at Gordon Smith, you can go on their website and pretty much spec a guitar to your heart's content. You can choose the color, the hardware, the electronics, all the way down to the wood that it's made out of. So in summer 2025, I spec'd up my dream new guitar, and towards the end of 2025, you may have seen the video where I went to pick it up and did a tour of the Gordon Smith factory. So if you haven't seen that video, please do check it out, because it's really nice to see all the way around that UK factory. It's really good watch. But to go over some of the specs, if I'm trying not to get the reflection of the studio lights, but this is a metallic purple, full gloss body with a roasted maple neck. Obviously roasted maple just is, apart from being visually stunning, it's just a little bit more solid and secure and doesn't kind of need as many adjustments. It's absolute minute difference. The main difference is visual, but of course just that wood's just a little bit more stable, but we're talking absolute minute differences. So if you're picking neck wood, obviously mainly go by the looks that you like, because that is the main difference. So string through body, which is nice. Dual humbucker with the chrome pickup covers. Now these pickups are actually wound in-house at Gordon Smith Guitars, and they offer such a nice creamy, crunchy tone, as you'll hear when we get into some sounds, but really great for rock. And they also have a coil split as well, so you can get a bit more of a single coil sound. It's never going to be exactly like a single coil, but it's as near as damn it, and it just gives you a lot of flexibility and versatility in maybe if you want to use this in the studio, or you just want to get some nicer clean tones live, then you've got the coil split there, which is really great. This one's got the witch's hat knobs to in line with the T Deluxe kind of motif. It's a bolt-on neck. Say what you like about bolt-on necks, they're absolutely just as good as a glued in, and if there's ever a problem, you can actually get the damn thing off. It is a bit of a myth that bolt-on necks are inferior, as long as the guitar is really made well, which these are obviously. It's standard 3-way, you know, Gibson style pickup selector switch, what you'd expect on a T Deluxe. Now, the tuners are Goto locking tuners. I opted for locking this time because, as I know from my adventures as a guitar tech, locking tuners are just the best thing ever. Everyone should have locking tuners. All the hardware on this guitar is Goto, which is super high quality. Now, as with a lot of premium guitars, the truss rod adjustment is actually at the bottom of the neck, which is so much nicer, so much easier to work on than trying to angle an Allen key. If you haven't got the right key or whatever, trying to angle it in that headstock, get the strings out of the way. This should be what every guitar manufacturer does. It's so much better. This is very much akin to like an Ernie Ball guitar. But that's standard on Gordon Smiths as well, which is a really nice touch. The fretboard material that I chose, because it's just a personal favorite of mine, is actually ebony. Now obviously different choices of fingerboard wood will affect the sound just a tiny bit, but it is very minute. So again, I chose mine, A, for looks, because I love the look of ebony. It's on my other custom guitar as well. It's a really nice dark wood. It really sets off the rest of the guitar nicely, for me personally. It's a personal choice, but also I wanted to go with an uncoated wood, so i.e. not a maple which is lacquered, because then when it comes to maintaining the frets, cleaning the frets and doing any kind of work on the fretboard, it's just so much easier. If in 5 years time I need to level or polish these frets up, having to do it on a lacquered fingerboard is just a little bit more tricky, and you have to be much more careful because you don't want to break any lacquer. But on an uncoated fingerboard, if you do make a mistake, you can obviously sand that out with some really fine steel wool much easier, and then just recoat it with a nice very small amount of fretboard conditioning oil. The headstock is very similar to a traditional S style. It's their own take on it, and of course it's got that lovely two-color kind of print on it where you can see the roasted maple through. I'm just trying to make sure the camera focuses and not too much glare off the studio light. Now what you don't get on a lot of guitars, even very high-end guitars if they're mass produced, is you don't get finished and leveled frets, because it's just not in their interest at that price point to have those leveled off. It's a very labor intensive thing if done by hand. There's now obviously the Plek machines that do it, but that costs a lot of money. So you'll find anything under custom shop normally has not had the frets leveled, and you might get sharp edges, you might get the odd fret buzz. But at Gordon Smith Guitars, every single guitar is not only handmade but also hand finished on the fretwork as well. So everything's properly leveled off, crowned and polished, and those edges are super smooth, and it's going to play like absolute butter. Speaking of playing, let's go through a couple of sounds. Now what we've got is just an amp setup in the room. This is a Blackstar HT20, which is a really affordable but really nice sounding amp. But I wanted to use something that's accessible to anyone. There's no point me putting sounds for an expensive Kemper or a Quad Cortex, whatever. Let's use an amp that anyone can access, just to give you a real idea of what the sound coming out of this thing is like. And in the interest of keeping it raw, it's just camera audio as well. It's just going to be picked up from a lav mic here. Sometimes you'll find on these reviews that people have run it through DAW, put lots of effects and compression and whatnot on it. This is just straight up camera audio from an amp in the room. So we're just going to start off with a nice clean sound that these amps do extremely well. These are an absolutely massively underrated clean amp. This is on the neck position, by the way, so such a nice, chimey, creamy, for lack of a better word, clean sound. This would be great for your ska and your reggae kind of thing, or just from really nice, you know, finger-picked, clean sounds. As I'm playing it, you can hear absolutely every string. The guitar is set up to absolute perfection from the factory. And I would tell you for sure, because I'm a guitar tech as well, so if it wasn't up to standard, I would be telling you. This is beautifully set up. Everything is set exactly to the fretboard radius. And you can just tell every string, those pickups are set to the perfect height. Every string rings out beautifully. Even makes the dog jump in the background. Also, don't forget that every single Gordon Smith guitar has the famous brass nut that you can see there. It just adds that extra little bit of zing. It's very minute again, but not only does it make a nice tone, but so much easier to maintain. You've got to be a bit more careful that you lubricate it when you change your strings, but other than that, it's very, very maintenance free, which is good if you're going to be on the road. And it just gives that lovely zing and makes the dog jump again. So staying on the neck pickup, let's activate the coil split now, and you can just be able to hear how it just changes that sound and has that single coil kind of flavor. It's never going to be exact, but it's a really, really near as damn it nice representation. It just gives you a little bit more versatility in the studio if you just want a nicer, clean sound. So we're on the bridge pickup now, which is obviously a lot more trebly. Let's switch over to a distortion sound, and you can see how rocky and how punky this thing can get. See that sustain? The nut, the hardware, everything adds to the sustain, and it just rings out forever. It's really, really a sign of a good guitar. Just a really, really nice, thick, creamy sound coming from that bridge pickup. I'm a massive fan of Gordon Smith's bridge pickups. They sound so good. It's the kind of guitar that you just want to keep playing open chords on because it just sounds so nice. The pickups are just so articulate. They pick up every string, every little nuance in the sound, and just give you a really, really full, nice, creamy sound. This is an absolute punk rock machine, rock machine. This could do heavy as well, and my God, isn't it stunning? So I'm absolutely over the moon with my new custom guitar, and if you fancy getting your hands on your own Gordon Smith guitar, head on over to gordonsmithguitars.com, get in touch with Sam or Doug in the showroom, and spec up your own guitar to your heart's content, and you will not be disappointed. The price of these is unbelievable for what you get. Completely made here in the UK and completely finished by hand as well. So you just cannot get quality like this for that price from any of the other big manufacturers. Please do consider subscribing to the channel because it really, really does help me out. And that way you should also hear about new videos as and when I put them out. I've got a very, very busy 2026 coming up. There'll be lots of tech content, lots of playing content. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, and in this week's video I'm going to fall off my bench, stool, whatever it is.